Alright, what's going on, guys? This is your boy, Mr. Team BRINGIT. I'm your host this evening, along with my co-host, Mr. C-DWAG. Welcome to another episode of Hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast, episode 39. So, how is everyone doing this evening? Everybody, first of all, before I start, last week we did a phenomenal podcast. We almost got 2,000 views last week. This week, let's try to push it up even further than that. It was awesome. It was off the fucking chain. Let's do it big. Let's do it wild tonight. And remember to share this podcast. Oh my God, this shit is really getting on my fucking nerves. And like I said before, anything can happen live. Remember that. Alright, so let me mute this thing real quick. Or let me mount this cell phone real quick. Alright, hang on everybody, hang on. Hopefully we're not going to have the same incident like I had for the last 2 weeks trying to mount this damn... No! No! Not my house, no, okay. Alright, anyway. Alright, hold on 1 second. Alright, let me just make sure I got this bitch on tight or whatever. This thing that I'm doing right now, this tripod or whatever, my friend let me borrow this shit. I love it, but the shit is like trash. It's not like they got this shit from Walmart, they got it from Amazon.com, but still, it's still... Anyway, I'm not gonna throw no shade tonight. Well, nah, I'm lying, I am. Alright, so, this evening, so we're going to start off with, let me see, since we're like 3 days away from WWE Extreme Rules, what we're going to do is tonight is we're going to have fan reaction immediately. So if you guys want to come on, talk like, well, you already know. I mean, shit, we have done 39 episodes. Y'all should already know the deal. If you want to come on the podcast and if you want to talk and you want to give your thoughts about anything, if you want to give your predictions on WWE Extreme Rules, or if you want to talk about the breaking news that have happened, that broke actually this evening, as a matter of fact, yes, you are, if you know what the fuck I'm talking about, you're about to know now. So, Ring of Honor and New Japan is going to have a dual pay-per-view next year, 2009, I believe it's April 6, 2019. I think it's going to be the same night as WWE NXT TakeOver, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's going to be the weekend of WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken, at Madison Square Garden. Yes, everybody, we're going to talk about that. Yes, definitely we're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about Brock Lesnar showing up at UFC 226. Yeah, we're gonna really talk about Mr. Brock Lesnar tonight because, like I said, the WWE is really pissing me off with this bullshit. And then they have the audacity to say that they was upset about Brock Lesnar appearance at UFC 26. So we're gonna talk about all that shit tonight. So let's go ahead and well, first of all, let me share this podcast real quick. And while I'm doing that, I want you guys to talk amongst yourselves or whatever, or not talk, but text or whatever. You get what I'm saying. But anyway, we're gonna start a few and hold on. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, so everybody that is coming in right now, I'm sharing our podcast right now, so give me about a few seconds, and then we can go ahead and start with fan reaction. So while I am doing this, make sure you put your request in right now to join this podcast right now. I'm going to get a few callers for a good hour, and then we're going to go on to our last segment with Mr. C-DWAG, aka my co-host, and then we're going to have Trash of the Week, and then we're going to give our predictions about WWE Extreme Rules, and then talk about anything that we haven't talked about on the podcast tonight. All right. Oh, and one more thing too. If there's something that you want us to bring up, make sure you bring it on the podcast tonight instead of like next week. Because I'm not going to remember anything that I said tonight into next week. No, I'm not. So please don't try that. All right. Show. I'm trying to find this. Oh, here we go. All right. All right. And everybody, welcome to the show. Have a great time. If you have any questions, concerns, blah blah blah, just leave them in the comment screen or whatever. If I do not get to your comments, just hit me up on a DM or whatever, and I will respond to you definitely. I'm gonna try to get to each and every one of y'all comments and discussions as much as possible. So. If I miss it, please do not shoot me in the leg, please. I'm already fat, you know, I barely can walk now, so yeah. Alright, let's see. That's the one thing that I hate about like fucking sharing this damn podcast. Like I really wish that I could like just like fucking just have like an option where I could just share all of my wrestling podcasts or all my wrestling like groups. I wish I could just share, just have like just one click button and just click, you know, but I don't have that shit, you know, and I blame you fucking Facebook. I blame you motherfuckers. Anyway, sorry I got a little upset, my bad. All right, I'm almost done, everybody, so let me... And big shout out to all of the groups that have supported our podcast. We really definitely appreciate your support. Definitely. Matter of fact, shout out to Yep, I Like Wrestling group. Love you guys. Appreciate the love and support. Wrestling community. Appreciate your input on our podcast. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, I think that's it. All right, so let's go ahead with fan reaction. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys like about 8 minutes tonight. So, and remember, if you are a new caller, I want you to tell me where you are calling from, and I will definitely give you a shout out after the show. But please do not be afraid. If this is your first time coming on, you do not have to be a expert in wrestling. You know, you can tell us about, you know, your predictions this Sunday. You can talk about like New Japan Wrestling. There's a lot of shit that you can come on and you can talk about in like fucking 8 minutes. So please do not give me that damn excuse. I was just scared. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. You know, please don't do that shit, please, because that would irritate the fuck out of me. Okay, so let's go ahead with the first caller. What's going on, Dewan? How you doing? Bishop, what's going on? Regina, or Reg, what's going on? Tori, what's going on? Charles, Corey, TM Hick, how you doing? Lexus, Kenan, Hill, East, Anthony with the big head.
Hey, what's going on?
Tracy Dent, what's going on? Aaron, what's going on? Preston, what's going on? D-Ray, what's going on? Matthew, the other Matthew, what's going on? Anthony Soto, what's going on? Shad, what's going on? Shane, and everybody else. All right, so what's going on, bro? How you doing? Yes, I'm talking to you. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I know that you got a lot to talk about, especially what we heard this evening about ROH and New Japan having a fucking pay-per-view at Madison Square Garden. Oh my God, cannot wait. You know what I'm saying? Like Madison Square Garden.
Yes, sir.
Fuck you, WWE. We are going to have them do their show. But I've also heard a couple fans that said that they are not going to sell out in that arena. So what are your thoughts? Go ahead. I'm going to shut up.
First of all, number one, these fans that's saying that show is not going to sell out is completely out of their mind. That show will sell out, and shoot, they're probably gonna raise the ticket prices. The scalpers, once their tickets actually sell out, Oh, they definitely gonna raise the prices on that. But people talking about, oh, the show's not gonna sell out. It's not
Mhm.
gonna do numbers. They must not know New York City.
No, they don't. And,
That's
and New York City is a fucking home based wrestling base. I mean, how the fuck you gonna sit up here and gonna say that they're not going to sell
right,
out? I mean, come on, we're talking about New York. We're not talking about Los Angeles. We're talking about one of the biggest like wrestling markets in the US. I mean, the fuck was he talking about? But
right.
anyway, keep going.
So unless Vince or Triple H has some big plan idea going into the big show on on the 6th for NXT Takeover, unless he
Hmm.
got some big old plan, you know, I don't see, to me, I'm just saying on my end, I don't see NXT really for that weekend. I don't see it beating out ROH. I don't show wise.
Ooh,
Um, they may do it. They may do it, depending on what they come up with. That's the
right,
whole
right,
thing. It's depending on what they come up with. But
right.
I'm just thinking that, hey, I think ROH New Japan, I think they got this one in the bag because them wrestlers, they gonna be ready to perform in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, for
That's their
sure,
first
for sure.
actual time in
That-
Madison Square Garden, so they're gonna
Mhm.
be ready. So as far as my predictions on this Sunday goes, I feel that basically, I hate to say it,
No, go ahead and say it.
I'm just saying Vince is gonna stick to his Roman Reigns plans. Of course, as we know, he's saying that of course, they're doing that to keep Brock as far as not telling us what's what's going on. They're trying to make him hold the hostage title. It's sort of like, and I'm gonna give you the example. It's sort of like remember CM Punk
Yep.
when he said he was gonna hold the titles hostage, and this is just the same thing that Vince McMahon is doing basically.
But it's
So,
just but it's
um,
just basically a twist. That's basically what it is. It's just instead of
yeah,
talking
it's
about
just a
like,
twist.
instead of a wrestler that's airing out his grievances or whatever and being selfish, we're talking about a big bona fide, like still quote unquote a draw, Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying? So but still it's
Right, right.
hurting, it's also hurting the storylines as well. It really is.
It
Because
is. Oh, and on that, I don't know if you knew, but the word is, they say Paul Heyman has a hand in the writing of the feud.
between Brock Lesnar. Whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute. So you saying
Between
Brock?
now,
So you
now not
saying
on
that?
now not Brock Lesnar. Now not Brock Lesnar. The feud that's going on now between Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns. So he has a hand in that feud.
Oh,
So
hmm.
a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people are saying that Paul shouldn't have anything to do with it as far as the writing aspect of it.
Why not?
Um,
Why not?
I don't know if they feel like it's too watered down as far as
Well,
promo wise. They feel like it's watered down promo wise.
I
So
mean,
uh,
never mind. Mm-mm.
now Monday night, it was good. But the problem is, you should have saved that segment for last. I don't know why you put Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler last on program. Um, and I know they trying to say, oh well, uh, since Brock is not there, we gotta uh, we gotta make this our main title right now. So
Right.
still that still that could have went on last. I mean, still that promo with uh Brock and them could have went on last.
Mm-hmm.
I mean
Mm-hmm.
not Brock, but Bobby Lashley and them could have went on last. But just one more thing, of course, is
Go
the
ahead.
rest of the card shaping out real quick. The rest of the card is just shaping out to be pretty good. Um, it's just the Iron Man match. I'm just looking forward to that and looking forward to the Bobby Lashley thing just to see how that turns out. But the Iron
Honestly,
Man
bro.
match is the one I'm looking forward to.
Honestly, bro, I'm glad you brought it up because honestly, that's the only two matches I'm really looking forward to. I hate to really be shady on this, but I really feel if it wasn't for those two matches, the Iron Man match and the Bobby Lashley versus
Right,
Roman Reigns, I would not be watching Extreme Rules because
right.
like
If it
leading up
wasn't
to
for those
Extreme
two.
Rules have been so fucking pathetic. I mean, like pathetic. Like I literally every Monday and Tuesday, I literally say, you know what? They had one cute segment, so we're gonna move on to the next. I'm channel surfing straight up. I'd rather be in a gym lifting weights than to be watching that punk ass shit called Raw and SmackDown on Tuesdays. I'm just
And then you didn't do nothing with Bailey and Sasha. You didn't do nothing with them. Like you wasted daytime basically. So and they not even on the card. So so
you
yeah, they
know.
not even on the card.
Wow, wow, that's bro. Okay, let me ask you this before I let you go.
hmm
Okay,
Yeah.
what sense does that make? That you got one of the hottest rivalries on I'm about to say SmackDown on Raw. Sasha Banks versus
hmm
Bailey. Some that has been cooking up for like almost years. And yet this shit is not on Extreme Rules? Like, how does that
Right.
work?
It's not on there. They didn't even. I know they didn't even. Bring them out or you're not. They still, I don't know what they trying to do something with the doctor segment or what the whole deal is, but
Mhm.
you just got them going back and forth on Twitter doing all that other extra stuff, and I mean it's good, it's okay entertainment wise, a little bit social media wise, but you just making yourself look water just
Right.
making the
Very
company
watered
look
down.
more watered down.
Exactly.
but
Exactly. Well, bro, thank you so
but
much
yeah, I'm
for
gonna let you
coming
go,
as
let you get
always.
the next caller on.
Huh? What you say?
I say I'm gonna let you get the next caller on.
Okay. All right, man. Thank you. See you later. All right, let's go on to the next caller. Mr. Aaron, what's going on? And if you are a new caller, everybody, let me know when you come on the podcast. So I can shout out after the show. What's going on now, Aaron?
What's good?
Nothing much. So you got
You
8 minutes, so please use it wisely, please.
you said you see I'm shaking my fucking head already.
All right, let's go.
Bruh. First off, let's talk about some real important shit.
Okay.
The New Japan Ring of Honor show in Madison Square Garden next year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do my best Wyclef impression from 2002. If this is the kind of show that the fans was trying to warn you about, man,
Mm.
Vince, you in trouble. You in real big trouble. Cause nigga, yo, that shit might outsell Takeover. That shit might outsell Takeover.
Ooh.
Y'all
you
need,
know, honestly,
they gonna have to fucking come with it. They gonna have to
honestly,
come
Aaron,
with it.
like, honestly, after hearing this shit, I thought that this was a dream because
So did I.
I'm actually thinking
I
about going to
woke
New
up.
York.
I took a nap. I woke up to this shit.
Well,
So
yeah, I got off
first,
work and I was like looking at this post. I said, "Wait a minute, is this for real?" I thought the WWE like blocked them or whatever. So apparently, Madison Square Garden like changed their mind, which is fucking awesome. So
mm-hmm.
let me ask you this: do you think Vince McMahon is scared right now?
He should be.
Yeah, I would be too.
He should be.
I would really be
He
scared
should
because,
be
like,
fucking terrified. Vince, Triple H,
yeah,
everybody should be scared right now.
yeah, because I don't. I think I think we have talked about this numerous times, that Vince McMahon gets so fucking overconfident. He doesn't realize the damage he has done, like, on his path of monopolizing the wrestling industry. So he's basically saying, well, nobody's going to touch me. No one's going to ever touch me or try to compete with me. And then here comes ROH and New Japan Wrestling, which have been gaining momentum over the last 2 years. And now they are hitting Madison Square Garden.
They're here now.
That is huge.
They're here now.
That is huge. So, Vince, I'm sorry, but all that kitty bullshit that you've been playing around with for the last 2 years, that shit's gonna catch up with you. As a matter of fact, it's already catching up with you.
You can't come to New York with that shit now.
Oh no. Not at all.
Come to New York with that bullshit now.
Not at all. Wait a minute. They are gonna be in New Jersey for WrestleMania 35, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh Lord Jesus. Oh Jesus. Ooh, wait. Ooh. I'm sorry, but I know Vince was talking about having like I think a 10-hour event for WrestleMania. I'm sorry, that shit is the current product right now. People will be walking out in the mid show. We'll be walking out at 10 o'clock. I'm dead ass.
Put it this way. Me and my girl are already trying to make plans to go to New York for WrestleMania weekend.
I might be going to.
And we've already said we going to TakeOver. We are not going to WrestleMania.
Really? You ain't going to WrestleMania? Well, shit, I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you. So you thinking about going to Madison Square Garden?
Especially if they put Roman in the fucking main event again.
Oh hell no. I rather go to like you. I rather go to RH and New Japan, and then go to TakeOver and not go to WrestleMania. Yes, I totally agree with you on that one, because they talking about having Roman Reigns be in the main event for the next 5 years. My nigga, are you fucking serious? And you think that I'm going to spend almost $2,000 to go see a broke ass motherfucker, a broke ass John Cena 2.0? Seriously? You got me fucked up. I'm not doing Fuck no. I'm not doing that shit. No. But no, let's hear your.
I was there for WrestleMania 34. Okay, I sat in the crowd. I listened to all the chants. I saw the beach balls. Like,
do we have to really talk about that trash right now? I mean, like, seriously?
That's why I don't want to go to 35.
Well, shit, I don't blame you. I'm glad I didn't. Look here. You had a free ticket, so you was good.
Yeah, thank God.
Okay.
Thank God it was free.
Okay. But let's talk about this Sunday. I know that you don't want to talk about this Sunday. You have been very vocal in WCC, but I'm going to ask you this anyway. So what are your thoughts about Extreme Rules?
I'm not even calling it Extreme Rules.
Well, damn. Okay.
We have a grand total of 2 matches on that whole card with quote unquote extreme stipulations. And one of them is Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Jesus Christ.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love Nia with all my heart. But goddamn it, no. No.
This is really making my head hurt. Okay, so you telling me you have another hot rivalry on Raw. Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley. And that's not an Extreme Rules match? Seriously?
There's no stipulation to, bruh. And then the only other one is the fucking New Day versus Sanity in the tables match, which had a 1-week build.
Oh, by the way, that is on the kickoff show as well.
It's on the kickoff.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I got the receipts right here. Matter of fact, when I was looking up like the match card, bro, it said kickoff show. So this motherfucker is going to be on a fucking preview show.
If
Really?
there's any match on that card that deserves to be pre-show, it's Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin.
Oh well, fuck.
That should be on the pre-show.
Damn.
And I hate to say that about Finn Balor.
Well, bro, like Finn Balor been getting buried for months.
And
so
it's fucking sad.
And Vince have already said that he doesn't really care too much about Finn Balor anyway. So,
but man, if it's not Vince's creation, he don't care about it. Period.
That's true. That is true. No matter how high he is, no matter how much he can, he can bring fans into the match, Vince is not having it. Vince is not going to push anything that he has not created. You are absolutely correct.
And then I even said this in WCC, how I don't understand how Vince can, in one breath, say how pleased he is with AJ Styles' title run, that he's so pleased that there's currently no plans to take it off him.
Right.
And you wish you signed this nigga 10 years ago, but in the same breath, you don't have this man main eventing Extreme Rules. You have Roman and Bobby fucking main eventing Extreme Rules with nothing on the fucking line. Like what the fuck universe do we live in, bro?
We are living in that word called alternative facts / Trump era / dumbass / dumbass / dumbass. We are living in the world of trash. That is what we are living in, my friend.
Like,
I have to go on to the next one.
I'm sorry. Like, they should have renamed this pay-per-view. This is not Extreme Rules.
Or we should just call it Extreme Rules PG or Rated G.
This is Extreme Playtime, is what it is. This is not Extreme Rules. This is bullshit. I'm gonna watch it for the fucking what is it like? I can't even say I'm gonna watch it for Roman and Bobby because I really don't give a fuck about that match.
Well, shit, I don't either. I think the match would be cute.
If I'm being honest, the matches I'm watching it for are fucking Team Hell No and Bludgeon Brothers, because I like Daniel Bryan and I like the Bludgeon Brothers. Fuck Kane. And what's the other fucking match? The 30-minute Iron Man match. That's all I'm watching it for.
Me too. These are true facts. All right, bro. I have to go on to the next caller. Thank you for your comments.
Yeah, man.
All right, bro. All right, let's go on to the next caller. Let's bring on Mr. Hill. Carmichael.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I got a lot of shit to say, man. From New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor teaming up and the Masquerade Garden to the goddamn WWE Extreme Rules. But I'm gonna talk about New Japan and Ring of Honor. They finally made it to a big star. They finally made it to a big event, because right now we can't even call it Ring of Honor as an indies promoter. I think they made it already. The moment you see a stage been updated, you see all the title and you see all the talent being brought up, they're not indies no more. They're big time. And then you team it up with New Japan Pro Wrestling, they did an awesome job. And that's what they're doing so well. And I was so fucking hyped while I saw them two being in Masquerade Garden on April 9th, the same weekend as NXT TakeOver and WrestleMania. It's over for WrestleMania. Like RIP to WrestleMania. And not only that, this could be the first L for TakeOver. Because I know what TakeOver is doing. Because I remember
don't say that. Don't, dude. You're hurting my feelings. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Think about it. They try to act like an indies, but they are the developmental brand. Think about it. War Game. I love War Game. When they did a War Game steel cage match, they have a roof of it. but they took it off because they know they against Ring of Honor. So what they did, they do a hot spot. Triple H know what Ring of Honor is doing. So that you have, they try to compete with indies. New Japan Pro Wrestling, they're staying their own lane. The new president, Harold Minge, I hope I don't butcher his name. He said from his own word, he gonna make the WWE trouble. When I read that, I'm thinking to myself, why you want to do that? Because WWE is already fucking himself up already from the jump. So New Japan stay in their own lane, and WWE, they're fucked up. Like, think about it. And right now, I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people gonna agree with me. New Japan Pro Wrestling is the Golden State Warriors of pro wrestling, and the WWE is the Cleveland Cavaliers. The reason I say that, because think about it. Because who's carrying WWE? NXT. Nobody's carrying, not even AJ Styles. And I love AJ Styles. But right now, they're not carrying WWE like NXT is. And New Japan Pro Wrestling, they've been doing everything right. After then Toyonoki left, and the company who do the toy, the York toy company, do the video games, they helped New Japan Pro Wrestling. And not only that, during that same time, AJ Styles made the Bullet Club more famous. I understand Prince David didn't build it, but AJ Styles runs it. And WWE been biting off the Bullet Club. Think about it. When Finn Balor come to NXT,
hang on one second. I don't mean to cut you off, but I gotta go back on that shade that you just threw. So you saying that the WWE is the Cleveland Cavaliers and New Japan is the Golden State Warriors?
Yes. Yes. Think about it. Think about it. If WWE, we've been saying that bullshit for a long ass time. New Japan Pro Wrestling is on the game since day one. WWE has been biting off from them. Think about it. Where they get their name from? The Balor Club. The New Japan Pro Wrestling / Ring of Honor, the Bullet Club. What did that name called? The club.
That's true.
The New Japan Pro Wrestling. Hell, I remember when Cesaro wore that shirt called the Brass Ring Club. Way before they bite off from New Japan Pro Wrestling. And not only that, WWE biting off from Impact Wrestling. Think about it. When the Hardy Boys did Hardy's Apocalypse Tag Team, the same night, they biting off from them. When the New Day and the Wyatt family had a little compound fight. WWE is the biggest biter of all time. And now that they don't give a fuck about these people. Look how they treat the classic RP Vader. Back in the day, he was the man in WCW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. When he come in, what you known for? Get super kicked in the jaw by Shawn Michaels, broke Yokozuna's leg, and beat up Willie Monsoon. Same thing with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He was the man in WCW and the NWA at that time. When you come into WWE, what you known for? Being a damn WrestleMania 3 and being a great mid-card champion of all time. That's it. Look what they're doing with Shinsuke Nakamura. Think about it. This man.
I don't need to. I'm agreeing with you 100% on this subject. Yes, keep going. Keep going.
He is known as the King of Strong Style. King of Strong Style. And after that, he was known as the King of IWGP Intercontinental Champion. He held that title so prestige they made the title turn white. And now that he defended his Intercontinental Championship against Hiroshi Tanahashi to closing out Wrestle Kingdom. Once he comes to NXT.
So we got some responses right now. It's mixed. Mega said that, nah, bro, WWE ain't fighting no one. The product sucks for the most part, but TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan aren't even close in the States. When we're talking about New York, that is in the States. That is in the States, bro. Quinn said that I gotta disagree with that one. WWE is the big dog in the yard, always been since Vince Jr. took over. New Japan wish it was WWE, no doubt. Tori said that yet the Bullet Club uses the same name as the name as the Clique or NWO or the Wolfpack sign. Do you want to respond to that?
Yes, I got a lot of response. X-Pac and Kevin Nash are the OG, the NWOs. They said they was fine with it. They were cool with that. The reason why WWE got shook when the Bullet Club went to the Raw Invasion. and they exposed one of the fans for papering the WWE event. And that's where WWE come out gave him a cease and desist. So what his bullet is, Young Bucks, they sell the T-shirt, cease and desist, make fun of him. The club made WWE shook. I don't see DX do the same thing. They invade WCW, but they ain't shook WCW. Hell, I don't remember NWO did that shit. Now I know NWO made path. I know DX did the same thing. But the Bullet Club, they made a bigger impact. I rock the Bullet Club shirt my damn self. I'm the big fan since Prince Deviant. But when you look at WWE, they shook. Nobody say a damn word about the Bullet Club until the Bullet Club exposed WWE as. Now, for as the Ring of Honor and TNA and New Japan is nowhere near to WWE, okay, if that be the case, why is WWE is trying so hard to be like the Indies? Why WWE is trying so hard to keep up with them? If you notice, back in the day, WWE didn't do no moves on the apron until Ring of Honor be on the TV screen. And once you see that, okay, let's do some move on the apron. Powerbomb on the apron. Nobody did it until Kevin Owens comes in. And you see how Kevin Owens getting pushed at NXT. But once Kevin Owens step up, and he become a champion.
On top of that, and you know what? I think you're absolutely correct. I think the WWE is shook. Because if that's the case, then why in the fuck do you have New Japan big star Kenny Omega on your WWE network?
They desperate. They really want Kenny Omega.
What we talking about here? They are shook. They are scared. I don't look here. If someone said that the WWE is the big dog of wrestling, bitch, where can you tell me they are the big dogs of wrestling? No, the indie scene are the big dogs in wrestling because that's the only thing that we are talking about right now. We ain't talking about that punk ass Roman Reigns. We are not talking about Bobby Lashley. Their feud is cute, but at the end of the day, we are talking about the indies and how they have been making a mark lately. They have been building a lot of momentum, and I'm trying to tell people in like maybe 2 years, I think they can compete with the WWE. I think they can.
I think New Japan's winning because last Saturday I looked up at Twitter. New Japan G1 Special was the number 2 over the UFC and WWE MSG. That's huge. And I heard everybody talking about, oh, the WWE is top dog. Oh, who's bigger than WWE? But right now, New Japan and Ring of Honor. And people say, oh, nobody can touch WWE. Well, New Japan, they got WWE shook right now. And right now, and I say this, and I say it's gonna be hard for me to adjust from New Japan Pro Wrestling to WWE because it's gonna be hard for me to watch Extreme Rules because right now I'm gonna say it like this: if I want to be on the Indies, no, everybody on the Indies want to be in WWE. Okay, let me respond to that one.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go to the next caller. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to see Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and go to WWE. Why the fuck you want to do that for? Like Kenny Omega would not go to new Bullet Club. Bullet Club is on point. If you're selling a T-shirt, you selling to you own the #1 YouTube channel. It's like you leaving the New England Patriots to play for the fucking Cleveland Browns. You can't fucking do that. And matter of fact, if Kenny Omega
I'm so done here right now. I'm so done. He said the Cleveland Browns.
Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes go to a WWE, guess what? They'll be a fucking sellout. And I'll be the first one to say that. And you see how big time stars go to WWE. Look what they did to Shinsuke Nakamura. How you went from King of Strong Style to the artist to punching people in the balls. WWE had a history making in their hand. When Shinsuke Nakamura becomes the first Japanese superstar to win the Royal Rumble, everybody think, oh sweet, he could become the first Japanese WWE champion. Guess what? They fucked it up at WrestleMania. How the fuck you fucked up at WrestleMania with uneducated Mark? Okay, I'm gonna respond to that one. I'll be done with it.
Oh my God, dude, you was on a roll, bro.
You can't. If Shinsuke Nakamura went to, let's say, Impact Wrestling, he would be the first Japanese wrestler to win a title. And matter of fact, TNA/Impact Wrestling had made more history than WWE. If you think about it, You had your first black champion. You had your first British champion. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised to see more division champion from Impact Wrestling. You'll see more from Ring of Honor. And hell, even Lucha Underground. But WWE, you still gonna have no black champion. Let's cross out The Rock. He's not even black. He's like half Samoan, half black. So let's cut that bullshit out. The World Heavyweight Championship is like shit. And what? We still have no British champion, black champion. So who do we got? Like for real, who the fuck we got? Nah, goddamn thing. And we're gonna move to Extreme Rules because I'm probably run the whole damn thing. I'm worried about this young talent in NXT. Like these guys on NXT are he will be the second. Okay, I worry about these guys in NXT. Like Alistair, Velveteen Dream, the Undisputed Era, all these guys, they are phenomenal wrestlers. But the moment they step to main rosters, they'll get fucked up. Like Bobby Roode. How the fuck you went from Team Canada to become a main event or Team Canada, Beer Money, one of the dopest tag team in TNA history, to TNA World Champion, come down to NXT, great run as the heel NXT champion, to move up to a main roster, come the US champion, and then next thing you know, your ass was twerking on a motherfucking Backlash. Oh, you fucking kidding me? And then you want to see all these top guys in WWE? Yeah, go to right fucking head. Go to right fucking head. You sell your career for a paycheck, and your monkey ass be twerking. And I'm gonna save the shit for later on because it's so much shit going on. And Mark Henry won the WWE championship.
No, he won. Okay, yeah. I tell you what. I'll talk to you next week. You'll be my special guest next week. We are going to continue this conversation, but I gotta go to this caller. But yes, thank you for giving me life. I'll talk to you later. Heal. All right.
All right.
I need a drink. I swear. I need a drink. I need a drink. Shot. Made me get a shot. Ooh. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Ooh, that went down the throat. The wrong one. Okay. Let's go on to the next caller. All right. We got some new caller coming this bitch. Let's see what's going on. What's Robbie talking about? All right, so Robbie, let's see. Let me try it one more time. Let's see if he's trying to come in. That was some tea. That was some straight tea, Hill. That was really some straight tea. What's going on, brother? How you do?
I don't know, man. I just heard that Mark talking about shit.
Yeah, because you was quite vocal on the comment. So
what is he talking?
You a new caller, correct?
Huh?
You a new caller, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Welcome to the show. Where you calling from?
New York City.
New York City. All right.
Brooklyn.
All right, brother. So once again, welcome to the show. What is your response?
First of all, New Japan and WWE, you can't compare them. First of all, New Japan caters, like, that's the WWE of Japan. WWE is worldwide. They cater to a different genre of fans. Like, you can't compare them. First of all, WWE have all types of TV deals. Of course, the dudes on the indies, when they come to WWE, of course, they shit gonna be watered down because WWE know what they doing. All that indie, all that flippy floppy shit you get.
Did we lose you, bro? Are you on that McDonald's Wi-Fi? I tried to tell you about that. I think we lost him. Robbie, I'm about to get you back on real quick. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna get you back on. You lost him. Okay, Robbie, if you in here, yeah, come back. I'm gonna come back to you once I'm done with this next caller or whatever. Then you can finish up what you was talking about. All right, let's Octavio. I was really interested to know what he was talking about, but we'll get him on the next call. So, as a matter of fact, I think. Oh wait a minute, no, that's Octavio. Okay. So right now we're waiting for Octavio. So for the folks that are coming in for the very first time, thank you so much for coming on. Right now we are in the middle of fan reactions / predictions for this Sunday for WWE Extreme Rules. So if you got anything to talk about, just leave that comment down below, that little green button or whatever, and request to join, and I will bring you on the podcast. What's going on, Doc Ock? How you doing?
What's going on, Chris?
All right, so did you have anything that you wanted to say or whatever about Hill's comments, because they were quite controversial?
He's a mark.
Oh. Damn, really? Oh, well, okay, all right. Let's. I digress. Let's move on. But
Right.
What's your thoughts about anything? It doesn't matter.
Well, okay. So let's talk about the G1 special. It was actually pretty good, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was just hearing Jim Ross doing commentary again. It was just good hearing his voice. The special was actually pretty great,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like the fact that they build up the Bullet Club again, and then they have a new factor to it. So that's what I kind of liked about it. Vince, that's how you built a Samoan. Hell no. You at the end of the match between Kenny Omega and Cody, you saw like King Haku and his boys attacking the remaining Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
Tama has been there for the longest since Finn Balor was the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he's getting more time now, I hope that they make him go against Kenny Omega for the IWGP Championship. So that's how you build a Samoan.
Hill did not like what you just said, because he just said, "I'm a mark, really, dude?" Question mark. I'm sorry. It's a game between you two. I'm sorry. My bad. Keep going.
Yeah. Hey, look, everybody has opinions on professional wrestling, you know? I'm just glad that the New Japan Pro Wrestling is starting to rise. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to rise. Mm-hmm. Now we have more different options of wrestling again. It's like how it used to be back in the 90s. Remember, we all had different wrestling territories. If you didn't like the WWE, mm-hmm. you went to WCW. If you didn't like WCW, mm-hmm. you went to ECW.
Right.
Whatever local wrestling channels you had at your place. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of glad that that it's starting to mainstream again just a little bit. Mm-hmm. So we have different venues of wrestling now. So I'm kind of glad that, thank God for social media, that we have different venues of wrestling. So we're not going to like everything.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of glad to hear about that. The G1 special, it was awesome. Mm-hmm. Now, I really don't care for Extreme Rules, except for that 30-minute Iron Man match, as well as for Team Hell No and the Bludgeon Brothers. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I'm kind of excited to see. But other than that, I'm waiting to see the tournament that New Japan Pro Wrestling is doing. It's going to be like a month-long tournament that they're having called G1 Climax 28. Mm-hmm. So they're going to show it for somewhere around mid-July through early August. So keep updated on that. And of course, I heard like some big stuff that's going on for StarCast and for All In. So I'm hearing new stuff about it too. So they have put more people in there. So it's actually going to be pretty exciting. I can't. If I knew all the names by hand, I would write down the list. But probably next week, I'll give you everything, all the information about it.
So let me. Go ahead.
For people that are interested for that StarCast convention, the location's going to be at Schaumburg at the Regency, the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Schaumburg. So if you guys are interested for that, you'll be all set. So,
where exactly is that at? Like what?
Oh, Schaumburg is actually a town that's like roughly around, I want to say an hour, less than an hour away from Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So it won't be too bad.
So let me ask you.
Let
me ask you. Let me get into some tea with you real quick, because what did you think about Brock Lesnar showing up at UFC 26 this past Saturday, right after Danny Cormier's fight, and he did retain the title. He called out Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar got in the octagon and pushed Daniel or whatever, and he challenged them to a fight. It was a very it was an epic promo. Unfortunately, Brock Lesnar can't fight because he's on a 6-month suspension. But what do you think about the current Universal Champion going to UFC, but then don't show up on WWE television?
People have been asking me about that a lot. It's just, okay, I liked what they're planning for UFC, but if Brock Lesnar wasn't the champion, it would have made it very more clear. But it just, you have a person who's in a special fighting event. You're supposed to represent a certain represent a certain company. Now people are giving him shit because he's wrestling and he's not fighting. Well, Brock, you were in trouble in your last fight for using steroids. First of all, how are the MMA fans going to take you seriously if you can't fucking really fight that well? So,
I mean, should we talk about Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, I don't want to touch that.
Yeah.
But what's so disappointing about it is that you got a Euro Wrestling World Champion in an MMA world. They're gonna fucking trash you. Why would you? If he wasn't champion and if he went as himself, that's fine. Maybe he gets a chance or not. Here's the funny thing too. I like how MMA fans would bash wrestlers because it's staged or predetermined.
Right.
However, Dana White is smart. He's using wrestling method to get more fans to purchase the pay-per-view and shit. How the MMA guys are not seeing that shit?
I have to agree. I think this is pure genius. If they're doing a cross inter-promotion between the WWE and the UFC, I think it's working. I think it will work.
Yeah.
This is genius.
Yeah. Because in some ways, I think Dana White and either Triple H are planning something. Because I know that Dana White was there for Ronda Rousey's WrestleMania match.
Right.
And then, of course, you see some of the WWE guys or other wrestlers that were there for certain MMA fights. So there's got to be a mutual respect for them, even though they're in two different worlds of combat, So whatever happens between Brock Lesnar and DC, I just hope that Lesnar drops the title and then he tries to go for the UFC title. Because if he just carries both titles, it'll just be pointless.
Right. Exactly. And the
So
thing what Vince is trying to do, I think he's, hopefully he's not doing this, that he's trying to make history. A WWE Universal Champion and UFC champion, like at the same time. That's unprecedented. Like that has never ever happened ever in the history of the WWE. Has that ever happened?
yeah.
So, but we'll see. But thank you, Doc God, for your
Sure.
comments.
Yeah. Before I go,
Mm-hmm.
have you heard this thing going on between Bret Hart and his brother's sister, his former sister-in-law, Martha Hart? There's some arguments going on about Owen Hart.
I've heard about that. Yeah. What's going on with that?
Okay. So Bret Hart was in a podcast and they asked him about his brother Owen Hart, about should he be inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame. It's a no-brainer, he should be. However, he says that Martha, the wife of Owen Hart, doesn't want anything to involve with the WWE because
she said that years ago. Yeah.
He thinks that Martha is erasing the memory of Owen Hart for the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Where Martha retaliated, saying that what the WWE ruined what I had for Owen. I have nothing against, she says, like, you have stuff about hurting him, the reputation they gave him, like that. If he wants to be remembered, he should be remembered how he was. You're just making a quick buck for the name of my husband. She just started bashing Bret Hart about it.
Ooh, wow.
I was listening to both arguments. I think they're both good. But if Martha wants to do something to honor her husband besides this charity event that she started almost 20 years ago,
right.
If she doesn't want Vince McMahon to make, or the WWE make any money, I got 3 words: pro wrestling tees. She can make her money off of that. All the all the licensing stuff for Owen Hart, she can make her money off of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be no WWE event at all.
Right.
It hurts us because we loved Owen Hart. We have wrestling fans who love Owen Hart, but we don't have no merchandise to honor Owen Hart.
Exactly.
Exactly. So that would be kind of cool about that. I mean, the WWE did release a DVD for it.
Yeah.
But of course, they had to ask Martha for permission. She actually let them slide for that. But they said, like, no other feature merchandise, nothing like video games or whatsoever. But like, if Martha wants to be really smart and if she has fans, just sell his stuff, not sell his stuff, but sell his face at Pro Wrestling Teams. All the proceeds go to the Hart family and not the WWE.
Right. Well, Dr. Like I said, once again, thank you so much for your very interesting insight. We will see you later.
See you later, man. Peace.
All right, let's go to the next call. So, there's a couple of fans right now that's in the comment section saying, can I get back on? Blah, 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 blah. Robbie, that I was going to get him back on. So, Aaron, I'll get you in a few minutes. TM Hicks, stick around. Mint, I will get you. Keenan, I'll get you guys. And then I got to wrap it up about 12 o'clock. I'm not 12 o'clock, but in like 30 more minutes. So we'll do 30 more minutes of fan reaction or predictions. And then we're going to go on to our last segment. Okay? So, Robbie, if you want to get back on, the time is now. So I think he doesn't want to come on. So get the other guys. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. We're waiting for Mr. TM Hicks. All right, what's going on?
How you
What's
doing?
going on, my brother? It's a rough. It's been a rough couple of weeks, brother. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll keep it what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little later. So
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
so what's your comments? I mean, like comments about anything, everything that we've talked about. Well, what's your comments?
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna piss some people off. And God damn, you know me. Hold on, fucking hair's all over the place because it's been growing crazy lately.
You should see
No
my
hat.
pro last week. I mean, it was a tragedy, but I had to cut that bullshit off now. But
You're looking good, my brother. Though you're looking good, man. You're looking good. You got it all trimmed up and looking good.
well, I appreciate it.
You
Thank
know
you
what?
so much. Go ahead.
In Ring of Honor at Madison Square Garden. Yeah, it's a feel good story. It's a feel story. My boy Matthew Collins, brother, love you. There's been a few people maybe in this podcast that's wrestled in Madison Square Garden. I've been one of them. I've been one of them. It's been a beautiful thing wrestling in Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden to me is a stepping stone for wrestling organizations. I followed Ring of Honor. I followed NJPW. We've talked about it through and through, over and over, whatever. They're doing it for a reason. They're trying to put their names on the map for the WWE for that weekend at WrestleMania. Whatever happens, happens that weekend. Number one, whatever happens. Yeah, I'm going to piss people off. But the Madison Square Garden to me is a stepping stone for any wrestling organization to get their name out there. 2 years ago, we didn't watch NJPW because NJPW was not on TV. You had to catch it on your internet or on your phone. We know about the AJ Styles, Nakamura, and NJPW. Ring of Honor has been around for years. Ring of Honor has bring many stars that came out of Ring of Honor, and we can name millions of stars out of Ring of Honor. Right now, you're telling me that they're going to Madison Square Garden to upstage the WWE. Yes, we agree. Me and you are on the same bandwagon. The WWE is shit-tastic right now. Storylines are horrible. The greatest thing is right now is Dolph versus Seth across the board. That is the faces of the WWE, and I wish they would break them up and make them go different directions just for one reason. But they're going to Madison Square Garden. Everybody fucking wants to go to Madison Square Garden and wrestle. I don't care who you are, what you've done. I don't care if you're a wrestling fan, and me and Matt just said it, a mark or not a mark. You want to sit in Madison Square Garden and watch a wrestling show.
Right.
The Madison Square Garden is the absolute freaking Super Bowl of everything across the board. You want to sit in Madison Square Garden. My mom sat in Madison Square Garden to watch me wrestle at a lonely house show that we got booked in Madison Square Garden. So before people jump on this bandwagon that they've been NJPW, Ring of Honor fans, where were you 5 years ago when Ring of Honor and NJPW has been around, we know, across the board, but where were you when Ring of Honor was doing house shows in Lowell, Massachusetts? Where were you 5 years ago when Ring of Honor was doing house shows in Shreveport, Louisiana, stating that you can't wait to go watch this show at Madison Square Garden? Nah. Don't go watch the show because you jumped on that fucking bandwagon. And I'm saying, you jumped on that goddamn bandwagon. I'm done with the bandwagon jumpers. In Ring of Honor, right now, before this whole bullshit with Jay Lethal and his little sexual harassment or whatever charges he's got going on. Before Jay Lethal, who was the Ring of Honor heavyweight champion? Can you name the Ring of Honor heavyweight champion? I can. I know the man. Dalton Castle was awesome. Dalton Castle worked his ass off. So now you're telling me right now that Dalton Castle does not get his rematch in Madison Square Garden. Because he's not going to get it.
So let me ask you this. Do you think the WWE feels threatened by ROH and New Japan for, wrestling on their home turf?
I don't, maybe they do a little bit, but hell, we've all done that. You wrestled on the turfs for a reason. Remember when WCW first started the Monday Night Wars, they never went up to the Northeast. Never did.
Mm-hmm.
They stayed down. When Ted Turner said, let's go piss off McMahon and do a show at the Philadelphia Civic Center, let's go piss off McMahon and do a show here.
Mm-hmm.
McMahon got pissed off because the crowds showed up. Yeah, the crowd showed up to see Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hogan in the NWO.
Mm-hmm.
They did across the board. Many years ago, when WCW came up to that area, the main event was Mankind versus Rick Rude for the U.S. title.
Mm-hmm.
Years before all this. My problem with the WWE is right now, and I'm going to say it, is we are used to stability. We're used to, this is what McMahon wants. This is what McMahon is the WWE. Because McMahon did that force issue. He forced himself down south into the NWA territories. Right. Because, we all, Cox said it. You had territories. You didn't invade those territories across the board. And did that. Now McMahon's problem is now they're invading McMahon's territories.
And you think he's spooked a little bit?
Yes, he is. Oh no, brother, he is so goddamn spooked right now. Because people are going to see the Ring of Honor in New Japan. Yeah, Chris Jericho is in New Japan right now. And they have a buttload of superstars in New Japan. They have a shit ton of superstars in Ring of Honor. Not using, you get to see the Ring of Honor on TV. I don't know what your station shows it. My station is the local sports station that shows Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is McMahon is scared now. But they're using that stability level, which is Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
They're using that. If right now, if WrestleMania was in Philadelphia next year, across the board, if WrestleMania was in Philadelphia, or let's say Wisconsin, if it was in Ring of Honor and New Japan did a show 40 miles outside of WrestleMania, nobody would care. Nobody would care. But it's in Madison Square Garden because we know what WrestleMania is. And yes, I've got tickets. I'm going to WrestleMania. I'm going to the shows, all the shows across the board, NXT TakeOver. I'm going to all of it across the board. Yes, I'm going to go to Ring of Honor in the New Japan show for reasons, because I got invited to go.
Okay.
I got invited.
Okay.
The issue is...
One more thing I'm going to ask you before you go.
Okay, my man.
How do you feel about this Sunday? Speaking of weak cards, I mean,
bro,
maybe I should ask you
this is Extreme Rules. This is Extreme Rules. Number one, this is Extreme Rules. This is the pay-per-view that's supposed to set pay-per-views away from pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And there's nothing. There's nothing. Yes, I'm gonna agree with 95% of you guys. I want to see the Iron Man match. I want to see a 30-man Iron Man match. We talked about this years ago. Months ago, we talked about this. We want to see the Iron Man match, an Iron Man match of an Iron Man. Nakamura, AJ Styles should always been an Iron Man match, to me, across the board. It should have always been that. So now we're going to see Seth and Dolph. This pay-per-view, to me is a glorified house show.
Well, damn. A glorified house
Here
show.
we go. Wait. Here we go. I'm going to say this because we brothers and we love each other. We talk about this all the time. The UFC pay-per-view was last weekend, right?
Yes.
Who showed up at the UFC pay-per-view?
Brock Lesnar.
Who the fuck hasn't showed up in 6 weeks in the WWE?
Brock Lesnar. So, okay, to answer Lindsay's question, why Bailey and Sasha is not in the pay-per-view. It's funny that you just asked that because Hill actually brought it up before you came on. Yes, we're trying to figure that same shit out. These two had a fight 2 weeks ago, and they ended up in therapy, and they've been wasting their time for the last 2 weeks. We would have thought that they would have been on the pay-per-view fighting, but yet they've been in the doctor's office. First, it was with this Dr. Phil, and then it was Oprah the next week. So I'm like, okay. So that's how we're going to start off Extreme Rules. This is how we're going to do this shit. I'm good. So that's to answer your question.
But that's the problem is, here you go. 2 superstars. 2. Bailey and Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
Still the goddamn show at Extreme Rules, and McMahon doesn't want that.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't. But, bro, I got to move on to the next call. I got a couple people that's waiting. So, thank you so much for your insight. Appreciate it, man.
Love you, brother. Have a great night, man.
You too. All right. All right, man. I'm going to try to get you on real quick. All right. What's going on, man?
Nothing much.
All right. Please make this shit good because for the last week, you've been talking about how you wanted to rant. So go ahead.
Well, first of all, let me talk about the Brock Lesnar stuff. There's a unofficial trade that's going on. If some people have noticed, they're pulling the same shit what they did with Ronda Rousey with Brock and DC.
Mm-hmm.
DC gonna come to WWE. Just watch. He's gonna screw Brock Lesnar somehow. And that's coming from.
So are you saying let me ask you this question before I don't mean to cut you off, but you're saying that UFC and WWE is somewhat in cahoots?
Mm-hmm. That we could see a match with DC at WrestleMania. I'm just saying.
That is a very interesting theory, but I think it's still a little bit too far-fetched. That's just how I feel. Because I just really I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't think the word in cahoots I will put that. I think I don't think so. But then again, seeing some of the shit that we have been seeing, I wouldn't put it past them. But yes, Ken said it best, and everybody else that have came on and said it best as well. That Lesnar just needs to drop that damn belt and just do whatever the fuck he needs to do in the UFC. Plain and simple.
SummerSlam. I'm pretty sure.
I think he's gonna drop it at SummerSlam, even though they said that he's not supposed to be fighting at SummerSlam.
Let me just say this. I know what's gonna happen at SummerSlam. It's pretty obvious. They're going to put another repeat of Roman and Brock, and then possibly Bon Cassidy on Roman.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're gonna let Brock concentrate on UFC because the match is in what, January maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And
Eugene, to answer your question, or to respond to your comment. You said that you don't think that DC wants to be a part of pro wrestling, even though he's a wrestling fan. I don't mind him being part of the show. I think he'll be part of the show, part of the storyline, with Brock Lesnar, but I don't think he will wrestle. I think that would be very interesting if he did show up on in a WWE event, say like SummerSlam. I think that would be interesting.
Because someone in the WCC had challenged me earlier. I'm not watching WWE right now. I'm watching them promoting WWE 2K19. They're too busy promoting WWE 2K19. They're giving us a storytelling product.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, and by the way, Matt, I appreciate what you said last week about it. He's right. There's no storytelling with WWE because
no, not at all. Except for WWE NXT. That's the only brand that I would say has awesome storytelling. That's the only brand that will keep me interested. As far as the main brand, the WWE Raw and SmackDown, that bullshit can go right down the damn toilet with the rest of the turds. NXT or WWE 205.
And you know your
it's
brand
a hit and miss for me. So
when
hey.
Impact is good, everybody else is doing good except your fucking brand. Impact is doing good.
Now, why in the hell are you gonna talk about TNA? Really, you gonna talk about TNA right now?
In terms of how they use some of the talents right now, it's giving some good storytelling.
Dude, I thought they was bankrupt or why the fuck they still around? I mean, like for real. No one knows that they around. The fuck?
Management. Don Callis, the same guy who does New Japan, he won it now.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the talent over there, I like. I'm not saying they're going to overtake WWE because that's new. But I'm just saying right now, there's some things in TNA I like than WWE because WWE is like, too scared of competing with New Japan.
Mm-hmm. I'm just like I said, me personally, I gave up on TNA a long time ago when punk ass racist ass Hulk Hogan decided to bring his ass to TNA, and that's I was done with them. So right now, TNA might be good right now, but at the same time, I'm done with them. I'm good.
Right.
I've heard the same thing too, Hill, that they are really pretty good, but I'm not feeling them right now.
The Hogan. It's because the man AJ Styles got me into it.
Mm-hmm.
And they give you good quality matches now than what they did before. Sure, it's not the same with original. Like,
well, let's face it, man. Like, they have been in the brink of bankruptcy. I don't know how many times, like 5 times. It's about time they did update fucking game. But let me ask you this: what do you think about this Sunday? You got 2 minutes left. What do you think about WWE Extreme Rules? What's your predictions? It don't have to be a whole list of them, but what's your predictions for this Sunday?
Obviously Rollins will lose because that's somebody I think that's gonna cost him the title. It's not Drew McIntyre. It's gonna be Dean Ambrose. Yes, I'm calling it. It's gonna be Dean Ambrose. That's gonna cost Seth the title.
You think Dean Ambrose is going to cost Seth Rollins the title?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't believe that. No. Mm-mm. Now, I think he'll show up at SummerSlam. But Extreme Rules, I don't think so. I think that's, no. If he does show up and he turns heel, I will be very, 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 very happy. But I don't see that happening. I think they're going to keep like a big return for SummerSlam. Not like some, pay-per-view like Extreme Rules PG-13 or some type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
That's about it. And I really not going to focus on Extreme Rules on Sunday because it is my least favorite pay-per-view of theirs.
Well, shit, you can blame WWE booking for that shit. Just saying. But man, thank you so much for your comments. I appreciate it, bro, for you coming on.
One quick question.
Go ahead.
On Monday, they didn't even mention Brock. That could have been their advantage to talk about Brock Lesnar showing up at UFC on Saturday. Why did they?
I think the reason why they didn't talk about Brock Lesnar, I think because they were super salty that Brock Lesnar showed up at a UFC event. But they knew that he was going to go to a UFC event anyway to challenge whoever was champion for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. So I don't give a fuck and care less. But anyway, I got to move on to the next call. Thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
All right, bro.
Okay.
All right. Let's go on to the next caller. Damn. All right, let's get Keenan on real quick. Yeah, Keenan. You guys are on fire tonight, and I thought I was a shady motherfucker this evening. Oh my God, I don't got nothing on y'all tonight. Oh my goodness. But I gotta take one more call. So we're gonna do this caller, and then we're gonna do the next one, and then we're gonna go to trash of the week. Okay, so, and then also this Sunday we also gonna have a follow-up pay-per-view after Extreme Rules. So whoever I don't get tonight, I will get you guys Sunday. So, and big shout out to all of the new callers. That includes you, Mr. Baskin Robbins. I love that restaurant, by the way. I'm just saying. I expect you to be on the show Sunday, okay? Even if you said that you was asleep or not, I need you to be on that show. All right. Keenan, where are you, brother? Well, hopefully you are not on that McDonald's Wi-Fi. Hopefully you are not. Just keeping it real. Lindsay, like I've told you before, if you want to be on the show, all you gotta do is hit that green button, and I will get you on. All right. Okay. All right. So Keenan, I cannot find him, so I'm gonna have to do a pass around on him. All right. All right, Aaron. Why all the callers are men, I do not know. I try to get the females on, but for some apparent reason, y'all are scared to come on. So, Dave, if you want to come on, I will get you on. Come on, everybody, come on. Like I said, okay, all right. We got new callers. All right, let me get. Dave said he wants to come on, so let's get him on. Let's see what he's talking about. What's up, Mr. Pippin? What's going on?
What's going on, Pippin?
Well, this is your first time on the show. This is exciting.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Okay, so what are your thoughts? You can talk about anything.
All right, couple quick things. I just want to point out the fact that Punk was right. Punk has been telling everybody for years that this was a shit show. It's only going to get worse. Vince needs to retire, and his doofus son-in-law and the glad-handing yes-men are taking this business into the toilet. And on top of that, why in the world is Vince so misogynistic that he cannot see that the money for Extreme Rules would have been to put Bayley and Sasha in the main event? I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. Fuck a therapy session. Fuck Dr. Goddamn Phil. Let's just get down to brass tacks. You can't do all of that buildup with Bayley beating the brakes off of a 5-time champion, first-round Hall of Famer, no doubt about it, and just let that slide with therapy? First of all, can we just talk about the fact that Sasha's still not a heel yet? Why are we wasting that? I don't understand why we're wasting so much time trying to make her a fan favorite. Let's turn her heel and let her loose on this women's division so that we get Sasha versus Ronda at WrestleMania next year. That's what the people want. Aside from that, I think that it's shit the way Rusev is being used, because we know good and hell well he's not going to get that title.
I know, that's right. Yes.
You know, and that's a waste, because honestly, Rusev has gotten himself over in a way I haven't seen since Long Island IZ, then pulled himself out of obscurity with, you know, all the things he was doing on the internet. You know what I'm saying? To the point where he even saved Aiden English. You know, so at what point don't we recognize, you know, the fact that, like Punk said again, Vince's imaginary brass rings don't mean shit. And everybody who he's thrown away is killing. Threw away Cody because he didn't know what to do with him, aside from the fact that he always hated his father. You know, threw away Drew McIntyre, threw away Bobby Lashley. Now you're bringing all these people back. You didn't want to give Showtime Eric Young any time when Eric Young was clean-shaven in TNA, and then he gets all grungy and crazy and grimy. Now you want him because The Undertaker ain't got nothing left in the tank. So, I mean, if we're going to talk wrestling, let's talk wrestling. And I'm sorry. I promise you, I'm not going to be here all night. I swear to God, for those of you who are keep trying to compare Charlotte Flair to her damn daddy, stop. She can't talk. She can barely strut. Yeah, she looks good in as far as the archetype part of it, but that's about it. She don't have what Sasha has. She don't have what these other women have, and that's the thing. I'll take a Becky Lynch, as much as I don't really like Becky Lynch, over a Charlotte every single day of the week. The money's on Sasha. Stone Cold says the money's on Sasha. I say the money's on Sasha. But at some point, can we please get a real title on Raw? Can we get rid of this big red period panty thing that nobody ever sees? And how dare you tell people that Brock Lesnar's broken Punk's record when Brock Lesnar has only defended his title, what, 6 times maybe?
16.
What happened every 30 days?
16.
Oh, 16. I'm sorry.
No, that's pathetic. That's pathetic. I mean, dude, like, you've been champion for like 430 days plus, and you only, out of that 430 days, you only defended the title 16 times?
Right. But you can show up at UFC to cut a promo. You can't talk on Monday Night Raw, but you can show up to cut a promo. The other thing they need to do, and then I'm going, I promise.
No, come on, because you entertaining me. Go, keep going.
Bro, they need to go back to what it used to be, which was ECW One Night Stand. Let Paul Heyman run this shit. Mm-hmm. You know, let Tommy Dreamer and Sandman and folks like that referee matches, because they can't cut it in the ring no more. Mm-hmm. And let's really, let's take it to the extreme. Let's get some barbed wire popping. Let's do more than some kendo sticks. Mm-hmm. Let's have more, tables, ladders, and chairs type matches where people are, first blood matches, I quit matches. Like, we're not being as extreme as we possibly could.
So with that being said, let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. So what do you think about WWE Extreme Rules this Sunday? Do you think that this is too much of a watered down PG PBS special? Like that's needed, or like what's your thoughts about that?
Here's the thing. I understand why the PG era existed, because Linda McMahon had certain aspirations politically. She's already got an assignment from Trump, so now we can go back to the shit that made WWE great. I grew up on blood, sweat. I'm from Philly, like, so every weekend I was down, at the ECW arena. Like, I saw Sandman get drunk and wasted and high and cut himself open. I saw the Dudleys. I saw, Eddie. I grew up on this shit. Mm-hmm. So can we stop acting like you can't grow up and see a little blood, guts, and violence? I mean, you ever see these kids play Fortnite? You ever see these kids play Left 4 Dead? You ever see these kids watch anything? Like, I mean, they literally watch half the Marvel Universe get snapped up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can deal, with that. These are the same kids who watch Game of Thrones. And I'm also sick of these people acting as if, Seth Rollins is not a Punk replacement. Mm-hmm. He's not. Like, stop trying to make him a Punk replacement. Stop making Dolph Ziggler, like, giving Dolph Ziggler Punk-like lines. Like, everything that you guys are doing, Punk wanted to do, but y'all just won't let Punk do it.
Right.
And y'all not going to be satisfied until Punk comes back for the Hall of Fame and say, I told you so. And it's going to happen. And they're so cheap. They're so cheap. How about the fact that Bruce Pritchard's god-awful fucking podcast show, their season finale is what? Punk. Oh, that shit's god-awful. Here's the dramatic reenactment of that show. So, what was it like with your head up Vince's ass? Well, you know, put up a sign. Like, that's all it is. Like, I'm like, yo, this is the worst shit ever. Like, y'all just couldn't pay Stone Cold the millions he wanted? Like, at fucking all. Like, we're not going to talk about that? We're not going to talk about the fact that we couldn't do that? Are we going to talk about the fact that in exactly 3 years, The Rock's daughter is going to be the champion and everybody's going to forget about everybody else?
Wow. You said a mouthful. Goddamn. Dave, hopefully we will see you this Sunday so we can hear your sermon after the rules. All right, then. All right, man. Thank you so much for your comments. I appreciate it.
See you later, bro.
See you. It's hilarious. That's all I gotta say. All right. So Keenan want to come on real quick, so let's bring him on real quick. So, dude, y'all are on fire tonight. That's all I gotta say. Y'all are on fire. Woo! Too much shade in one podcast. Oh my God. All right, Keenan, how you doing?
Time for some more tea and time for some more shade, bitches. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So what's going on? What's the tea? What you got for me?
Well, here's my tea. Mr. Brock Lesnar, let me just say this. For your ass to go to UFC and not show your ass to WWE for like 6 weeks, bitch, please. Bitch, you are fresh as a crack sunrise, and trust me, I don't even want to do you right now. Sorry. I'm sorry. The fact that, you know, he got away like just going to UFC and then not even defend his own fruit roll-up title. I mean, come on.
Kool-Aid title.
Kool-Aid. Oh, okay, whatever. Kool-Aid, fruit roll-up, you know, hey. But I did find like a little tea information about what happened this past Monday at the beginning of Monday Night Raw between Bobby and Roman. That whole segment, that whole fight, guess who was the mastermind behind that whole segment?
Please don't
Paul
say
Heyman.
Really?
I'm dead serious.
How did you know? How did you know?
I found this on ringsidenews.com.
Ringside News? Aren't they kind of, I don't know, like, is that a reliable source?
They have some reliable sources on there. It's legit.
Okay.
But yeah, I found
you know what, honestly, that is not like Vince McMahon's like handiwork. I could believe it because I'm just like, dude, this whole like segment is real. And it was giving me so much, like, even though that was the only highlight of the show, everything else was like completely trash. So probably like around about like maybe like 7:59 p.m. I like, you know, did a little channel surfing or whatever. But yeah, I did dig the fuck out of that damn segment though. I did.
Yeah, I did because they went all out on that segment right there. And I do really hope and pray that Bobby beat Roman's ass because we don't want to see another Brock versus Roman again. Seriously. Because if we had that main event at SummerSlam next month.
Well as I do, that you know that Bobby Lashley is going to get fed to Roman Reigns.
You really think so?
I know so. Come on now. You know as well as I do about Vince McMahon and his, like, you know, his fetishes for us hot, sweaty men with long hair. You know.
Oh, yes.
You know where I'm going with this shit.
Yes.
That you know right now, he can easily like just kill all types of momentum for Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley needs to do this. If Bobby Lashley do lose this Sunday, he needs to like just snap the fuck off. Like he said in his promo last Monday, he said that I don't care win, lose, or draw. Roman Reigns is not walking out that arena. That would be his perfect time to turn heel. Perfect
I would
time.
love that. Because,
however, Vince McMahon is not going to do that shit.
True.
Because
but the fact of the matter is that,
he wants to make Roman look very, 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 grab the Vaseline, very, 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 very strong.
And trust me, if we do get Roman versus Brock again at SummerSlam next month, okay, here's what I do want to happen: let either Brock retain or Roman, finally win that stupid title, and then Braun Strowman just cash in and win the whole thing. That's what I want to happen.
That's probably what's going to end up happening. Yeah,
I really hope it does. Yeah. Honestly. Because of the fact of the matter is that, it's just only a matter of time before Brock loses that Universal title. He hardly ever defend that shit. Except
you can blame Mr. Prunes, Mr. Grapefruits, or whatever, the genetic jackhammer Vince McMahon. This is his whole master plan to get Roman over, even though it's ended up as a epic fail. It's ended up as an epic fail because Roman still haven't gotten over. It's been 6 years.
Real talk. Vince needs to take his old, regularly Donald Trump loving ass back to Connecticut and just sit in a retirement home, because that's all what he needs to do. That man needs to retire. He is so sad. So sad.
That would be love for me. That would be absolute love for me.
And were we supposed to get Bayley versus Sasha Extreme Rules? How come they're doing fucking therapy again? And this time with a new therapist that was trying to be like Oprah? Bitch, you ain't Oprah. You are not Oprah. And where was Dr. Shelby? Seriously.
That's all, man. That's all.
I mean, this whole thing is a mess. Seriously. We don't know who's face. We don't know who's heel. I mean, this whole storyline is just
trash.
Just face.
Say it like you mean it. It's trash.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's pathetic bullshit.
It's trash.
Seriously.
I don't see how, and you know what? You are the fourth caller that have said that shit. Plus the fans that's talking in the comments, that how in the fuck they have one of the hottest rivalries right now on Raw that's not even on the card on Extreme Rules. There is no Extreme Rules match. It wasn't even mentioned on Raw. These motherfuckers are in a fucking Oprah Winfrey fucking studio.
Exactly. I mean, Kurt Angle, what are you doing? They have to go to therapy or they're fired. Bitch, really? Seriously. I mean, they didn't tell that to they didn't tell that to who, because the last time they did a therapy section like this, I remember it was Layla and Michelle McCool 7 years ago on SmackDown. And someone else also did it. I forgot, but I will probably have to figure out later. But, that whole therapy session is just it's just trash. It is. It's just a waste of our time. Don't give us bullshit segments about, have to go to therapy and everything and trying to get the friendship back together. We don't want to see that mess. We do not want to see that mess.
So here's the thing. Everybody's basically saying, from what I'm reading on the comments right now, that they're waiting for SummerSlam to come around so they can build up, so they can continue to build up for Sasha and Bayley. And to be really honest with you, if they should have pulled the trigger this Sunday at Extreme Rules. That would have been perfect. That would have led to more matches going towards SummerSlam to intensify their feud. But instead, they're in therapy sessions and shit. Too much PG bullshit. Too much.
Exactly. And the fact of the matter is that, if they could pull another NXT TakeOver Brooklyn match like they did 3 years ago, I mean, that would be golden. It would be in the perfect timing. But no, we have to do therapy sessions now.
It's just I gotta go on to the next caller. I'm so sorry. I gotta go on to the next caller, but thank you so much for coming on. I'll see you Sunday.
Anytime. See
All
you.
right. See you later. Okay, all right. Aaron, come on.
Mm,
Give you
mm,
5 minutes.
Okay. Okay, cool. Since I only got 5 minutes, I'm gonna just get right into it.
Mm-hmm.
People in the comments
Go ahead.
who are sticking up for WWE right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Okay. Just like the Usos entrance in 2K18, do just like this. Please be fucking quiet. Because
Now,
my God,
who are you directing this to?
I'm talking about what's the nigga Baskin Robin, him.
Oh wow, you too?
And a bunch of other people. Is a couple of them, dog. Like, oh my God. First off,
okay, so what's your main issue?
how delusional can you be? Like,
So are you disagreeing with the part he said that the WWE is that was Hill. That was Hill that said that. I forgot what.
I want to disagree with that too. That WWE knows what they're doing. No, the fuck they don't. No, they do not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because if WWE knew what they were doing, Kevin Owens and Shinsuke Nakamura would not be shells of their fucking selves. Okay. I am fearful. I am terrified for when Adam Cole gets to the main roster. Okay. Adam Cole is one of my favorite wrestlers.
I don't even want to think about that.
I've been following Adam Cole since Ring of Honor, since him and I bet some of y'all didn't know this. Since him and Kyle O'Reilly were fucking Future Shock in Ring of Honor. Okay. Mm-hmm. Since their younger days, I've been following Adam Cole, and I've been singing Adam Cole's praises. Mm-hmm. I am terrified of what's going to happen to this man when he gets to the main roster. Okay, that's number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, anyone who's a fan of UFC, I no longer want to hear you say that they're better than WWE because they're not scripted. Take one look at the fucking Brock Lesnar and Daniel Cormier segment and tell me that shit was not scripted. Okay? Yes, he got in the ring and shoved Daniel Cormier and they started talking all this shit back and forth. They were smiling at each other the whole fucking time.
Yeah, I seen that too. Because UFC have storylines just like the WWE as well.
Exactly. Like, stop. Fucking stop. For real, stop. Like, I don't know if y'all are doing this to troll or if this is how y'all really feel. Whatever it is, stop it. Like, be real. Mm-hmm. Like, and one more thing. I hear a lot of people say this shit, and the next time someone says this shit to me, I'm gonna slap the shit out of them. I swear to God. Which is if you don't like it or if you have such a problem with it, don't watch. Bitch, don't tell me what to watch. Okay? Because first of all, okay, let's take it to sports. My favorite team in basketball is the New York Knicks. The Knicks fucking suck, okay? And we have for a long fucking time. But if I'm gonna call myself a true fan, I can say that about my team. I can admit when my team is fucking up. Okay? But I'm gonna keep watching them because when they start winning again, if I was not watching their whole ride, I cannot with a straight face sit here and support them when they start winning. Right. Okay? Right. Same goes for WWE. Mm-hmm. I've loved WWE for 30 plus years. All right? Mm-hmm. They're the first wrestling product I saw. All right? I've seen their ups, I've seen their downs. If I'm not gonna be with WWE when they on their downslope, I can't say shit when they start doing good again.
So there's a comment towards you. I think there was I believe Ryan, Ryan said that no, I'm sorry, not Ryan, but Nugent said that. So, do you think that the DC was scripted to win that fight?
Do I think DC was scripted to win the fight?
Yeah,
I can't speak for that. That shit, maybe. With the way shit turned out, maybe.
So maybe.
Because I mean, would the other dude have called out Brock if he won?
Probably not. Probably not.
Okay, so there you go.
It's valid points. So what other I know that you wanted to get some more other shit off your chest. So I'm gonna give you one more minute. So
Right,
what else did you want to rant about?
The one last thing I wanted to talk about. I know we touched on it last week, but this week a little more shit has come out about it. The whole Taylor Hendricks and Jay Lethal situation. This bitch is not doing anything to help her case. Like nothing. You're showing text messages of this nigga saying he need to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like he really need to talk to you. And then in the very next breath, you turn around and say, I ignored those messages, but we all know what he said to me. Bitch, how do we know what he said? Were we there? Like the nigga could have told you anything. Like
here's the thing.
I don't get her motive, bro.
Because remember we was talking about this in WCC or whatever. When because actually this story broke out while we were on the air, and then when we was on the air the second time or whatever, they said that a second person came forward. So I'm glad you brought it up because I wanted to talk about this. So apparently there was another female that was that I guess said that there was some truth to Kendrick's story or whatever, but she still haven't identified herself. Now Kendrick, she said that Jay was trying to contact me, blah 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 blah, but it does not say anything about how he sexually harassed you. And I think wrestling fans are basically asking like, okay, so if he did do all of this shit, why in the fuck would you wait until he becomes champion, have the top tier belt, the main belt, for you to scream rape or sexual harassment?
That's
now,
what I'm
not discrediting her because I'm saying this the last time. In a hashtag Me Too movement, when you are a black man and you are and you're going against a white woman accusation of sexual harassment, you already know who they're going to side with. We already seen this shit from wrestling fans already. And I'm going to immediately say, until I get facts, until I get proof, I'm not going to sit up here and say that man is guilty. Because they did that shit with Enzo. That's what I'm saying. They said that same shit with Enzo. That everybody was jumping on his case, talking about, yeah, he did that shit because he's an asshole in real life. But then when the facts came out, the bitch was lying. And I'm gonna leave it alone.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like we can, like you gonna have to come with your evidence. That's it. If you got evidence, you gonna have to come with it. Otherwise your case looks real fucking weak. And I mean real weak.
So yeah.
Like,
but thank you for coming on once again for Repass or whatever that.
No doubt. I was just sitting here listening to everybody and reading the comments and just fucking stewing over here. I'm just like, oh my god. Oh, I gotta talk. Oh, I need to talk.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man.
Okay. So it is 11:18 Central Time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring on my co-host, and we're going to say about Extreme Rules and some of the shit that you guys have talked about this evening. This podcast, like I told you, was going to be absolute fire. It has been fire. It has been exciting. It has been very hilarious. I am not gonna lie to you guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring on Mr. Collins. Everybody that I have not gotten, I tried to get to everybody. Got to about 10 people today, or tonight. I will get you guys Sunday. So just remind me, if I'm not your friend on Facebook, send me a friend request, or Matt Collins a friend request, so you can get on the show and we can, we'll do the damn thing. Okay. So let's get Matthew on real quick. Damn. All right, Matt, I do not have your... I don't see the option to add you on, so can you either reset your track phone, or reset your phone? Cause I don't know. I'm sorry, but I don't see that option to add you on. But no, let's wait for Matthew Collins to come on. So let's talk about some of the shit that y'all was talking about real quick. So I'm just reading some of y'all comments. Dave said that Enzo didn't get an apology or get his job back. You know what, Dave? To be honest with you, I don't think Enzo needs to go back to the WWE. To be honest with you, he don't need to. I mean, why? I mean, they treat him like trash. And why would you want to go back to a company that totally disrespected you? So that's how I feel. That's just my opinion. All right, so I'm still waiting for Matt to come on. What's going on, Jeffrey? Hey, Jerome, how y'all doing? Mitt asked, let's see, did I hear about Jonathan Coachman and what he said about Jim Ross' injury? No, I did not hear about that. As a matter of fact, I wanted to talk about that. So at G1, San Francisco, what was that? What pay-per-view was that? I forgot what pay-per-view. Yeah, it was a San Francisco, it was a one-night event or whatever, at Japan Wrestling. As a matter of fact, I got it on here right now, so let me just read it to you guys. Because I actually was going to talk about it on the show. If I got it right here. Okay, so Jim Ross, when he was on this week's Jim Ross report, he was thanking everybody that sent him wishes. Then he also explained that the doctors, he said that he had bruised ribs, a bruised lung on the left side, plus the sternum was out of whack, quote unquote. Now, this was during the Juice Robinson and Jay White's match, which was fucking phenomenal, by the way. If you guys have not seen that match, go ahead and watch that shit on, I believe it's on Access Network, if you guys have that. So during the match, Jay suplexed Juice into the guardrail, and where JR was sitting, he was sitting on an announcer's table, and he fell back. And you can see, you couldn't see it, but you can see his hat fell off, and he flew backwards. Now, I'm trying to figure out, how in the hell did he have all these injuries? Because, the way it looked, I'm just well, I can't really speak on it because, I don't know. Obviously, it had a lot of impact because he had, multiple injuries. So, but no, I don't know what Coach did say about JR, but whatever it was, I know it was tasteless. So, yeah, I did see that match as well. So, yeah. Okay, all right, let me get him back on real quick. All right, I'm about to add, so let me get him on. But yeah, what exactly did he say? I don't know if everybody watched that match or anybody read up on them comments or whatever about what the coach was saying. So what exactly did he say so I can touch on that? Hey, Matt, what's going on?
Just couldn't actually hear him, and I can't actually see him. But he calls my phone a track phone. I can't. Oh, hey, Chris, I didn't hear you. Come on.
Oh yeah, I did say I did say that you got that track from Target. That's what I said. You know,
I hate Target. Target's a pain in the ass. Actually, they never have anything good.
so welcome, Mr. Co-host. So do we have trash of the week, or should we skip that segment and just talk about other shit?
We actually do have trash of the week, and it's actually kind of funny because initially I was actually going to take a break again for the second week in a row. I was going to take a break from trash of the week because it looked like everybody was pretty much on their best behavior. Nobody was being stupid. You know, they were
their best behavior.
Yeah, at least to a degree. They were behaving to a degree. But then, old buddy Kurt Angle.
Oh Lord.
Old buddy Kurt Angle just had to fuck up. But I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
As much as I would like to put people on blast, as much as I like kind of educating people when they start shooting off their mouth saying that WWE is like the best promotion in the world, or UFC is the best wrestling promotion in the world, which again, UFC is not actual wrestling. It's not just wrestling. It's called mixed martial arts because everybody there does a different type of fighting style. So please do not call UFC a wrestling promotion because what they do is technically not just wrestling. But I digress. Anyways, WWE is not the top dog that it used to be. WWE ain't at the top of the food chain like it wants to be, like they think they are. Don't get me wrong. Yes, WWE brings in the money. They bring in money when they need to. But they know that New Japan and Ring of Honor and some of these other indie promotions are chopping at the bit to get the top spot. That's why WWE went to Madison Square Garden when Ring of Honor wanted Madison Square Garden the first time, and they told Madison Square Garden, you can't have it. They can't have you guys. We're supposed to have you guys. Us. Not Ring of Honor. We're supposed to have them. But as we just found out, Madison Square Garden said, you know what, WWE? That's what we think about you.
So why
and they gave Ring of
sounding like a fucking ex?
They do, don't they? They sound like that scorned ex that, you know, got mad because you wouldn't have her over anymore. It's like, I'm sorry, but this is something that's better. And that's what Madison Square Garden actually realized. They were like, wait a minute. This is new. This is something that people are starting to tune into.
Exactly.
This is what the people want.
Exactly.
I distinctly remember this freaking electrifying, pie-eating, eyebrow-raising, elbow-dropping son of a bitch used to sit here and say he wants to give the people what they want. And that's exactly what Madison Square Garden is doing. So for all you people that want to sit here and say, oh, well, Ring of Honor and New Japan aren't going to sell out Madison Square Garden, hello? Have you not been paying attention to what they've been doing here lately? The G1 special with most of the New Japan and Ring of Honor people that were on that G1 special kicked ass at their last pay-per-view spot.
Indeed.
So excuse me if I feel like that every single one of you need to get off that WWE ding-ding and actually pay attention.
Get off that cock. Yes, get it off because you sound like a fucking wet ass. I mean, a dirty ass bomb right now. No, like I totally agree with you when you say that because like we have to ask that one question that I'm talking about for the WWE bandwaggers right now because like I said, I love the WWE, but I'm the type of person that I bring facts to the table, not delusions. Okay, but let me ask you this, and please be real about this. Tell me, when is the last time the WWE been to an arena where they sold out?
We'll wait.
I'll wait. But let's go on
Wait,
with
matter of fact, Chris,
Yeah.
didn't you say the last WWE you went to, there were blacked out curtains
Yes,
in
they
the
were.
arena
Yes, they were.
to basically simulate that there were more seats than what was actually there?
And I had the receipts. Yes, they do. As a matter of fact, on the top, like on the nosebleed seats or whatever, like all of that shit was blacked out. And I have been to a lot of WWE events. As a matter of fact, that was that one event that I got caught on TV because I was chanting USA. I was doing a Donald Trump, but don't judge me. But yeah, on the nosebleed seat, they were all blacked out.
Right.
They didn't want nobody to see that all them nosebleed seats. Now, if this was in the Attitude Era, all that shit would have been filled up. But because we're living in the trash era, you are not going to see that in the WWE event. And yes, Vince should be nervous because there is a new company with fresh talent, fresh new storylines, and they're getting around like wildfire. That's what people really need to understand about this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't mind doing a promotion, sweetie. I don't mind because I know.
Excuse me, Lindsay, can you see my face? Can you see me? Can you see this beautiful black face with the dreads? Look, I'm not gonna fault you that the only wrestling you watch is WWE. I used to be the same way when I was younger, when I was like 13, 14, 15 years old. But there's more wrestling out there now. You got to be well versed. Oh, and by the way, sweetie, I do have my own promotion, but I'm not sitting here acting like I know everything. What I'm sitting here saying is I'm telling you what I see. Chris is telling you what he sees. The fans that watch our podcast are telling you what they see. Yes, we commend everybody that gives their opinion. We want everybody to give their opinion. We're not going to fault everybody for their opinion. But what we're going to say is WWE is scared. Because that's why they took away Madison Square Garden from Ring of Honor. But Madison Square Garden said, screw you, come 2019, the weekend of your biggest pay-per-view, we're going to give Ring of Honor and New Japan their own pay-per-view. So guess what that means? That means for the first time in history, wrestling fans have to make a choice between WWE or another damn wrestling promotion. So how about that one? Guess what? They have every reason to be scared. Every reason. You go into any store right now. Matter of fact, I'll give you one in particular. Hot Topic or Spencer's. You don't see just WWE shirts on sale anymore. You see Bullet Club shirts on sale. You see Young Bucks shirts on sale. So excuse me if I want to sit here and say that the WWE is not the top dog anymore. They're not at the top of the food chain. And that's why they are scared right now. They're shivering in their little britches like, please, God, don't take it from us. Don't take our top spot from us. And I will name off plenty of promotions that indie promotions that basically do better than the WWE, Raw and SmackDown. NXT has been carrying WWE for years right now. Years. NXT TakeOver has done better than almost every single WrestleMania match during WrestleMania weekend. Every time. NXT does better every time. Any wrestling fan you talk to, they basically say NXT had the better show. NXT had the better matches. NXT had the better storylines. But people want to sit here and say that WWE is the top product right now. NBC, the current carrier of WWE Raw, who spent billions of dollars to keep WWE Raw, stated, and I quote, "Your product is trash." NBC called your shit trash. But don't get me wrong, WWE every now and then shows that bright glimmer of light. Every now and then, WWE kind of shows that little flash of hope that maybe, just maybe, they'll finally pull their heads out of their goddamn asses and actually give us something worth watching.
I'm sorry.
And the answer to the person that stated that wrestlers want to go to WWE, don't get me wrong. Yes, there are independent wrestlers that want to go to WWE, but you know what? There are other promotions they want to go to as well. Because as I'm finding out, most indie wrestlers make more money than WWE wrestlers. Holy shit. If you're not the top 5 guys in WWE, there are indie wrestlers that make more money than them traveling to different shows, traveling to international shows. Holy crap. But, you know, WWE is the top promotion right now, right? They're the top dog in wrestling, right? Again, as of right now, we are in July. We are in July of 2018. And WWE has shown that they are pissing their pants wondering what the fuck they're going to do come 2019. Because as of right now, yes, they now have to figure out how the fuck are they going to compete with Ring of Honor and New Japan at Madison Square Garden when they have a whole WrestleMania weekend to plan. When freaking Vince is sitting here talking about, oh, well, we want to drag out WrestleMania. And then they want to sit here talking about, well, we're going to have 2 WrestleManias in 2020. What the fuck for? Why? You need to just have one. One. Hell, we freaking do what we can just to get that whole weekend off, just to be a part of the one WrestleMania weekend. Well, how the fuck you expect us to get time off for 2 WrestleMania weekends? What the fuck you smoking? Anyways.
I'm sorry. I was just enjoying that little read. I'm sorry. I just shit. We don't even have to talk about trash of the week. You said the mouth full. I'm done. I'm shit. We done with this damn podcast.
Lindsay, I am. Hang on for a second, Chris. Lindsay, I am a co-host of a great wrestling podcast. I have to stay on top of shit. Otherwise, Chris is going to look at me like, are you sleeping? Are you doing what I ask you to do? I got to stay on top of shit. I look up shit. I do research. So, I mean, come on. You can't be a co-host or a host of a wrestling podcast and not know more than what everybody else knows. There's no point.
Lindsay, okay. Look, I'm not trying to be an asshole, even though this is like an asshole type of podcast. But sweetie, it just sometimes you just have to, like, you know, when your co-host is preaching to the choir, sometimes you just have to pick up a glass of Jack Daniels and you have to just sip your tea. I mean, you know, it just. We ain't being no assholes. We trying to, like, be informative co-hosts. We're trying to let you know that, you know, the WWE is fucking up. They're fucking up really bad. And right now, I told look, I come on this damn podcast. I told you, I'm gonna tell you the tea. I'm not like these other motherfuckers, you know, with these other podcasts, and they up there sucking the WWE's dick on a daily basis. I'm gonna tell you like this, nigga, you're fucking up. And we're gonna tell you that they're fucking up. And I'm not gonna sit up here and say that the WWE days are numbered, because they got money. They got money, but at the same time, just like what Matt is saying, they are being chipped away from their reputation. And right now, that shit that they pulling on right now, especially that bullshit called Extreme Rules, if they went up against New Japan and Ring of Honor today for bragging rights, dude, WWE straight up. And I'm saying that as a pure wrestling fan, as a pure analyst, the WWE right now would not have no chance against Ring of Honor / New Japan. That's what But until that
Okay.
time, I'm not going to talk about Extreme Rules because I think everybody already said enough about Extreme Rules. So I really don't need to say shit about it. All I need to do is take my fat ass in that damn kitchen, make me some biscuits and some rice, and and call it a day. Cause I'm not, like I said, y'all said enough. I have been sipping fucking for all fucking night for the last 2 hours. I have been sipping tea. I've been sipping. I am fucking fucked up. And remind you, I gotta go to work tomorrow. I gotta go to work. So I'm gonna be at my fucking desk, and I'm gonna just be like, woo, Jesus. But this has been a fun ass fucking podcast.
Yes, it has.
This has been a very interesting podcast. So, Matt, do you have anything else that you want to hold on. Let me get to Lindsay real quick. All right, Lindsay. There's a difference between being informative and whining. Now, I do not know what's your definition. I don't know who the fuck you saying who whining. Because there ain't nobody whining on this podcast. It's just we are telling you what we have seen, what is going on, what is your future, what is in the past. Honey, that's not whining. That is telling you facts. Now, some of you wrestling fans want to be fucking delusional and come up on here and talk about, well, the WWE is the top dog and all that shit. I'm like, shit, where? Where the fuck they the top damn dog at? You got motherfuckers leaving the damn arena during Roman Reigns' matches. Where the fuck did you tell me that shit? But yeah, you talking about that I'm whining. Okay, no, I'm not whining. I'm just letting you know the fact. So, I need you to look up that definition of whining before you put that on the damn comment screen. Because I will come. Do not come for us. Because we will come back to you. Just letting you know. So, with that being said, I gotta go. It's been awesome, everybody. We'll see you guys Sunday. Till that time, I'm your host, Mr. Team BRINGIT. That's Mr. C-DWAG. And remember, it's always cool to be healed. Just embrace the heel persona in you. We'll see you guys Sunday. Good night.